Welcome back, everyone. Today's Reddit story comes from the subreddit Siblings from Hell. It involved half-siblings. The OP is trying to be helpful and decides to open her home to her older half-brother. But instead of being grateful, he is super entitled. Now let's get to it. It's titled, No Contact with My Older Half-Brother. Up until the beginning of September, my older brother, male 35, was living with me, female 28, and my husband, male 28. Half-brother, same mom, for a little bit more context. I'm going to be so blunt and honest. If it sounds mean, so be it. I absolutely hated every minute of it, and I am fully no contact with him now. I lived with him before with our mom, but living with him in my own home was entirely different. He went through a bad breakup last year, and since he was in a lot of financial hardship, as if we all aren't, my partner and I opened up our arms and allowed him to live in our apartment until he got back on his feet. We only did this because he would have otherwise been homeless, and I know for a fact our mother couldn't have convinced our stepdad to let him back in. I lay down written ground rules because I know how incredibly lazy my brother is, and he agreed to them. The rent between all three of us was a cut of roughly $300 each, a little more counting the fact that we had pet rent and other bills. I'll skip to the chase. He broke every single rule. No surprise there. I know him and his habits and how he had zero respect for himself and other people's homes. He trashed any room in my mother's house and left it the way it was when he moved out. He trashed mine as well. His measly contribution of $300 really never mattered anymore because that was all he contributed. At the time, my Wi-Fi bill was past due, but my partner and I fully paid it off to where it was just a regular bill due every month. He never, ever chipped into and thought he was regularly entitled to free internet. Some days I forget to pay it or not to be able to pay for it all because of how expensive Comcast is, and I like to be able to call them for an extension until I can pay it. I've never liked doing this because they'll charge me a restore fee, but my brother, being a PC gamer with several days off at a time, would beg me to get it turned back on. He even blew up my phone and woke me up begging me to get it back on because he was bored. My partner and I were already sick of his crap, so when the Wi-Fi was working, we paused all of my brother's devices. What did he do? He unplugged my router, which would reset all the devices, unpausing them. We regularly argued about this, and it's pretty much like yelling at a brick wall. He thought that since he comped part of the rent, he was entitled to. No, rent is one bill, Wi-Fi is another. I eventually stopped even trying to reason with him and his selfishness because all he does is deflect. I'll ask him, please clean up your mess in the kitchen after you cook. His response was, why? It's already messy in there. I shouldn't have to clean up my mess when there's already an existing mess. This applied to more than just the kitchen. He trashed my living room and left my bathroom absolutely disgusting. I'm not saying I lived under any type of clean conditions, but I never had garbage all over the floor, and I regularly clean and sanitize anything that's touched. Bit of a germaphobe, but also just very cautious. Recently, my brother viewed my Facebook story where I'll admit I was talking crap about how a family fight club would be funny because therapy is too expensive. He responded with this. The fact that you post this crap online thinking anyone gives a crap is embarrassing. Back in 2018, when we lived with your dad and sister, Mom begged me to keep an eye on you because she was afraid your sister would beat your butt because of the same drama BS you've been creating your entire life. I made it clear I thought you needed a good butt whooping. Paused. I have an older half-sister on my dad's side, and we did not grow up together. We were still getting to know each other on a very personal level, and she had a bad temper and physically threatened me on a daily basis because we just generally do not get along, and I have severe anxiety that she didn't understand, nor does my brother. I do not speak to her. It's funny how my brother basically is saying how he condones the violence that my sister wanted to commit against me. He went on to say, even if we did this fight, the very moment anyone got the upper hand over you, if it's only 1 versus 1, I am 100% sure you go for a weapon. You stand no chance. You burned bridges with me ages ago. Anything you do or say at this point is just drama theater for anyone interested in watching, which I'm sure is no one. I laughed my butt off after reading that. It's rich, he says, that I go for a weapon in a hypothetical fight. We live in Texas. He's a very much Mr. Second Amendment guy, and he's actually threatening me with it as well. And I had literal nightmares about it to the point of where I walk on eggshells around him. I told him this too in my response, which was basically me telling him off and how pathetic he is for begging his little sister for free internet. He needs a serious reality check, and I hope he gets it wherever he's living now. Wow, let's see what the commenters have to say. The first commenter said, I've been on my own journey to establish healthy boundaries in my life and move on. This sounds so much like my own brother, also maternal half-sibling as well. He would constantly watch whatever I or our mother/father was doing, whether it be on Facebook or even off the computer. He would come out of left field with wild accusations or whatever he perceived things to be, like me bragging about eating fast food. I was recently sharing posts about narcs, and he started calling me a narcissist as well. Another commenter said, dang, he had to go. So ungrateful. You had to put your foot down, sis. Another commenter says, man, with the Wi-Fi, I would have changed the password on him regularly, stating you need to pay the Wi-Fi bill, not me, as you are the main user. And if he left everything a mess, I would have walked in front of him with a garbage bag, just tossing everything on the floor of his in it. Sweater? In the bag. Shoes? Not where they belong? In the bag. Snacks or drinks that are clearly not finished and he would like to continue to eat? Into the bag. Extra petty points if you empty snacks and drinks from containers into bags, covering everything you already put in there with it. The OP response says, he's a violent, immature individual, so when my partner or myself actually did any of this, he threatened to physically harm us, called the police because we were touching his stuff, or called our mother. Maternal half-siblings, by the way. I'm no contact with him and have been for 4 months. A lot happier too. Good for you, OP. And the last commenter says, that sounds like a terrible person to have there, and glad you removed that toxic person from your life. And hate to say it, but he likely hasn't changed at all. So staying no contact is yours and your husband's best bet. Best of luck. Now, we all have siblings that we sometimes squabble with or don't get along with, but this half-sibling just takes it to a whole nother level. Your half-sister, aka the OP, was doing you a favor by opening her home to you when you had no place to go. And instead of being grateful and appreciating this, you instead throw it back in her face. You show her complete disrespect, completely like a man-child, and absolutely do nothing to help, to contribute into the household. Why? Why did you choose to agree to come and live with your half-sibling if you don't like her so much? I just don't understand. I will never understand this type of person. It's like you want your cake and eat it too. Well, you know what? You can't have it that way. Anyways, love to hear what you guys think about this. So please leave it in the comment and I'll talk to you later. Oh, and remember to continue to like and subscribe. See you later.